I am not doing good right now, and it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, whatever that means. So I thought I'd talk to you about mine, because if I'm painfully aware of it, then you will be as well. You're cursed with knowledge as well. Yeah, so a little backstory about me. I've had a lot of serious bouts and struggles with mental health and mental illness, and I've always been a huge mental health advocate and encourager of mental health. When I was in school, I struggled a lot with being bullied because I'm a guy who does musical theatre since I was like 7, so hello, easy pickings. Worst part was it wasn't even accurate. Like, you know, obviously I got all the kind of homophobic barrage of bullying, and I'm not even gay. I know, shocker to some of you. Yeah. So that kind of made a lot of school life difficult growing up. I struggled a lot, obviously, with bouts of self-harm and things like that, going through secondary school and a little bit at sixth form as well. So that's always been a big struggle for me. I think a lot of it really peaked at uni as well, because I went to uni in 2019. I went a year later because performing arts, you can re-audition. And starting September 2019 meant that in my first year, 2020, COVID hit, lockdown happened, I was stuck at home in a house I didn't like being in, with people I didn't feel comfortable with, trapped away from friends and being ill and unwell. It just wasn't the one. So that was really difficult, and I came back in second year and things were still really hard. I had really big bouts of depression and depressive episodes. I've always struggled with anxiety as well. And I ended up getting counselling for it. I got CBT, which is cognitive behavioural therapy, and nothing else for anyone else who wonders what those letters might mean. And yeah, the only issue was that was like a 9-month waiting list because the NHS is overwhelmed and underfunded. Fund the NHS. So in the meantime, I was getting worse and worse whilst waiting and had to go on antidepressants. I was on sertraline and I felt that wasn't working for me, so they tried to up the dosage. Still wasn't feeling it, so in the end switched to citalopram and felt that was a lot better for me. So I was on citalopram for a bit, which was good. Counselling and therapy I found was very baseline. Like, cognitive behavioural therapy is really good, I think, if you are struggling with how you're feeling and you don't know what's going on. It can help you identify patterns and pattern recognition and where you are when something's happening, what's going on, why it might be causing you to feel that way. Unfortunately, I've always been acutely aware of why I feel how I feel and why I feel it and what's going on. What I need help with is stopping it. So eventually I was told that my counsellor who I was appointed with, I needed a higher intensity of counselling that they couldn't provide, and I was like, I've beat counselling, let's go. Yeah. So did that for a bit, got worse and worse, and in my third year I had a lot of things happen in a very short amount of time. Whilst going through all this, I had a really, really bad encounter with someone where I was in a very bad and dangerous position that I didn't want to be in, that I was really struggling with. And then also my best friend passed away from cancer, which was really, really difficult. And that for me was the final, that was the cherry on the top. And I went, I can't do this anymore. I'm past my limit. And I ended up dropping out of college for a year. They were really great. They let me put it through as a referral, so if I wanted to come back next year, I could. Or if I just wanted to leave, they can just change it from referral to left, and I'd be done. Took that year out, spent a lot of time trying to work on myself and bettering myself, going to the gym and working and kind of building a network, doing content creation, things like that. Went back to uni, managed to graduate in the end. Woo! I left as soon as I could, got a job, started working in Mallorca, and graduated whilst I was out there. So I was like chilling, bye guys. But yeah, things are getting bad again. I've been in London for 4 months now. And in that time, most things in life have kind of gone my relationship ended. It was mutual. We both agreed it was for the best, but very difficult. She was my main person in London, my main kind of constant connection, and losing that was really tough. That was about a month ago now. And then obviously with her went kind of all of her friends as well, and the connection she has I've obviously kind of not seen or hung out with much. But yeah, a lot of that was our lives, unfortunately, were just not fitting anymore. I work 2, sometimes 3 different hospitality jobs. Almost all of them are evenings, so I'm working 5, 6 till close, if not later. Last Saturday I was on till 2:30 in the morning, so obviously not really going to be able to see anyone after that or outside of that, and she's working in the daytime, so she can't come see me before work. I can't see her after work, and sometimes we would go 2.5 weeks not seeing each other, even though we're a 30-minute commute away, because things in our lives just weren't fitting, and that sucks, but that's okay. That's how life works. Sometimes you are going on different directions and your lives aren't fitting, and you need to make space because something bigger and better is going to come along that will fit it perfectly, is what I keep telling myself. I believe it for others. I really, really do. I believe it for others. I just don't for myself. So across the board, it's relationship down, finances down, health is down, mental health down, social life down. And it's really hard to make friends when you're working in hospitality, because you don't have consistency, you don't have consistent people and consistent shifts all the time. Whenever there's a social event on, it will be when you're working, because obviously who's going to be doing a concert at 2:00 in the afternoon? They're all going to be at 9:00 in the evening, which is when I'm at work. When people go, oh, it's such a shame you have to be here, I'm like, I'm here because you're here. If you weren't buying drinks, I could go home. That'd be that. But yeah, so that's been a lot to deal with. Yeah. You know what the most annoying part of all this is, and the breakup and everything? I really, really want to buzz my hair and dye it, and I've wanted to for months now, and people who know me and interact with me in our Discord or personally, you know this, because I send you the TikToks and the Snapchats and my Pinterest board all the time of the shaved head, where it's like it's bleach dyed and then it's got patterns in. I'm like, I want to do this, and I do it. I'm like, I can't, I'm growing out a mullet. Like, look at this. Like, I put like 4 months work into this, and I just do it. I can't do it now because because me and my girlfriend had just broken up. And everyone knows that if you buzz your hair after a breakup, you've lost the breakup. Those are the rules of the breakup. If a woman dyes her hair, it's a hell yeah. If a guy buzzes his head, it's an oh no. That's how it works. We all know that. So I kind of have to wait until this is over to then buzz my hair and be like, vibes glow up, apparently. But yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of hate my jobs. The people are great. The hours are rough. The pay is minimum wage. Not only the hours rough in terms of when they are, but they're rough in terms of duration as well. Like, if I'm working 6 days a week, actually, it takes 4 or 5 of those days to, like, cover my expenses. So actually, I'm only really getting paid for 2 days of the week, because often it's like a 6-hour shift. It's 6 till midnight, or it's 7 till 1, or whatever it is, or 6 till 1:30. So it's actually not the longest ever, which means not the most money ever. And on minimum wage, not salaried, hourly. If the shifts change, if one has to get dropped, if someone else picks one up, if I just don't have a shift for a reason, I just lose money, and that's that. Yeah, so that sucks, and we do it all for the sake of being in the industry and being in performing arts and being able to have the flexibility to go to auditions. I've been to like 2 auditions since I've been down in London, like actual auditions and not an open call to go to. And it's really not feeling worth it anymore. Yeah. I think as performers, we spend a lot of time thinking about the life we want to have, that we kind of neglect the life we do have. And I really don't want to I don't deserve to be miserable for months and months on end for the sake of possibly having an audition, to possibly get through to the next round, to possibly have a recall, to possibly be cast in a musical, to possibly run it for 9 months, to then go back to where I was again, re-auditioning on the street. I deserve more than that, and I deserve better than that. And I want to have better than that. I don't want to settle for less. Yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that. This is just me being honest and being open, because I think a lot of people spend a lot of time not being honest and not being open about mental health, about how they're doing, all those kinds of things. I think there is value in honesty, and I'm really, really lucky. I have a group of friends, a group of lads who we all lived close to each other. We all lived in the same city, and we'd all be roughly in the same area most of the time. And now we've kind of grown up and we've all spread out a little bit more, but we all play online together, and that's how we socialize, that's how we stay in touch. And they are the best group of people ever, and they're all really good for mental health in terms of being honest and being open about it, which is really refreshing. Like, I don't feel any shame or any stigma in talking to them about it, of saying, guys, I'm really struggling with something, and they'll go, shit man, I'm really sorry, like if you want to talk, I'm here, like call me, text me, I'll, when are you free, like let's play games, or whatever it is, I'll let you know next time I'm down in London. And that's really great, and I'm really glad that I have them. I do feel quite lonely at the moment, however, just because they all kind of work 9 to 5s, and I obviously work evenings and afternoons, so sometimes I don't really feel like I get to see them or talk to them, which is a shame because I really like them and I really miss them. And I really want to see them again. But yeah. I think men's mental health is something that has to come from men to men. There's no point being like, oh, where are all the women talking about men's mental health? It doesn't matter. Are you talking about men's mental health? Are you, as a guy, someone who identifies as male, talking about men's mental health? Are you reaching out to the people in your life who you care about? Are you being honest with the people who reach out to you? Are you actively trying to be better for yourself? And if not, why not? And if not, shut up about criticizing other people for the same thing you're not doing. It's so important to be honest and be open with each other about mental health. And when we don't do that and we cut ourselves off and we isolate ourselves, it just causes this like spiraling cycle of like torment, and the only person we can really blame is ourselves. And you know what? If you tell a friend or a mate about how you're feeling and they take the mick out of you for it and they criticize you for it, they aren't your mate and they weren't your mate. If they don't genuinely care about you enough to check in with you or ask you or listen when you want to talk, then they aren't your mate and they didn't care about you. And I'm sorry that I have to tell you that, but it's true. Your friends should be friends for you. They should care about you. They should care about how you're feeling, how you're doing, and the state you're in. Especially if that state is like visible. Like if it's very, very clear that you are struggling, then they should talk to you about it. They should reach out to you. And if not, because life gets busy sometimes, if you reach out to them, they should want to make the time for you and talk to you and listen to you. That's what they should be doing. They should care about you. And as men, we need to be better at doing that and cultivating that. Because you know what? Most women on the whole are pretty good for it. And it doesn't have to be these big grand gestures. It's just checking in. It doesn't have to be every day, like once a week, every fortnight, whatever. It doesn't matter. But check in with people and just let them know that you fucking care. Because those are the small little things that's going to help someone and make them feel comforted and make them feel like they have someone they can talk to. It doesn't matter how like, you know, how big a gesture is if you only do it once a year. No, like, don't just tell them you care about them and you love them on their birthday. Tell them, like, when you want to tell them and when they need to hear it. Because that's what's going to matter. And that's what's going to build and reinforce the idea that, oh, actually, yeah, they care about me. I can talk about stuff with them. I can talk to them about issues I'm having and they're not going to take the mick out of me. Because they shouldn't. The people who you're friends with shouldn't do that to you. And if they do and they've done that, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that's so tough and you shouldn't have to have gone through that. But they aren't your friend and they weren't your friend. And you deserve better, and there is better out there for you. This is something that I'm having to learn at the moment. Actually, I deserve good things to happen to me. I don't have to settle for bare minimum. I don't have to settle for the least. You deserve more. And if you're a guy listening to this, feeling and empathizing and sympathizing with some of the things I've said about things I've gone through, I just want you to know you're cared for, you are valued, you are loved, and your value does not come from what you do and what you do for others. Your value comes from who you are. And if you ever feel too weak and too tired, then that's okay. It's okay to feel like that. It's okay to feel weak, because that's not where your value is. Your value is not determined by how much you can lift at the gym. It's not determined by how much you can put up with by yourself. Those aren't the things that are important, okay? Things that are important are you. It's the love you give to others. It's the kindness you share with them. It's the experiences you have with them. It's the impact you make on people's lives in the small ways, on the daily. Are you being a positive influence on people? Are you saying thank you? Are you saying hi? Are you spreading joy and light to people who might need it? And you never know. They might need it, they might not need it. But you should just give that out freely because you want to. I always think the small, tiny acts of kindness are what keeps the days turning. It's being in the coffee shop, and if you see it's busy and you're leaving, take your cup up to the bar again. Grab a couple more cups on the way if you've got spare hands. I'm not saying like wipe down every table, but if you've got spare hands and you're taking your cup back, why not grab the empty one on the table next to you? Make people's lives easier, make people's lives better, because when you give and spread those good things to people, it will come back to you. Whether it's through someone reciprocating that kindness or building a new connection with someone. That's how I became friends with someone in the local coffee shop who works there. I'd go in and I'd chat with them and I'd say hi and I'd ask how they're doing. Even when I was low and lonely and miserable, I would ask them and I would encourage them. And if it's busy, I would grab glasses and take them back to the bar to help out and save them the footwork. Those are the things that matter. It's not about how lonely you can be, how isolated you can make yourself, how much you can put up with by yourself. I can guarantee you, those are not qualities that are attractive to anyone. Because people who you want to attract are going to go, okay, wow, he's emotionally stunted and he's repressed and he can't communicate effectively. That's what's really going to happen. No one's going to look at someone who cuts himself off from people, gives people the silent treatment and go, wow, that's the guy I want to be with. No, it's the person who can communicate effectively, who can emote honestly. And even if that's being emotionally responsible and saying, you know what, this is how I'm feeling right now, and that's not beneficial, and I need to deal with that, but I'm communicating this with you, that this is how I'm feeling. And I might not show that in front of you because that's not beneficial, or I'm concerned that I might upset you or say something I don't mean to say. But they're communicating that. And that's huge, and that is a green flag for so many people. And if you're a guy, I just want you to know that it's okay to feel those emotions, and it's okay to not want to put up with them anymore. Talk to someone, talk to your friends, talk to me if you're someone who is listening to this and feeling like you're empathizing. Throw me a message. Talk to me. I've always said I would always rather listen to someone late at night. I'd be up anyway because I'm working till close. I'd always rather be up talking with someone and listening to them and giving them a space where they can actually express things than know that that person is shutting themselves away and not talking to people, not communicating. Okay? You're amazing. You're valued, and I love you. Yeah, that'll do, I think. Ugh.